Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. And welcome to 30 Inks 30 Days. How is everyone doing today? Are you having a nice day? It has just occurred to me. I need to do a thing. Is this dry? It's almost dry. It's fine. I need to add this to my ink. My ink things. Ink bottles. I don't know why I went on the back. 3, 8. Platinum Carbon Black. Today's ink is Platinum Carbon Black. I bought this weirdly shaped bottle. If you, I do have one tip for you guys. When you first get this bottle, eat like a cough drop or something. Eat a cough drop. Lick your finger and rub it just on the sides. This is going to seem gross. And if you're the only one that touches your bottles, great, fantastic. It will give you a little bit of sticky so that you don't drop the bottle. I dropped the bottle from about here to there. Oh, you can't even see, from about there to there, and I almost crapped my pants. So, yeah, while it was open, by the way. So, yeah, it's a very slick bottle, and it's a round shape, so if you have dry hands, it could possibly slip out of your hands, and that would be the end. Alright, hi Aries, how are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? It's part of the hobby, risky business, that's right. Alright, so, I haven't done the ink swatch water resistance test yet because I want to do it with you guys here. Let's start with this bit. This is Platinum Carbon Black. This is a very black, I'm going to turn this light off. Turn the light down just a little bit so we can see how dark this ink is. It is very black. It does have the tiniest bit of sheen. You can kind of see in the middle where there's a little bit of black sheen, which is very nice. And it's just black. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here is our ink swatch, and you can even see it has a little bit of sheen where it's heavily put down, and I had to dab it up, so we're going to do a little... This is 300-pound watercolor paper because I was afraid that if I were to put it on my acetate paper that it would stain, but it doesn't stain. You just have to wipe it off real good. So... well, let's just continue. Here is our ink painting of the day. Now, I did the thing where I loaded up my pen with ink and then I blew through the tines. Now, I would not advise doing a splatter in an open area, you know, like this. So, what I did is last night I had pizza, and I put it inside the pizza box, and I put a little wall up so it wouldn't like splatter everywhere, and I put it in the corner, and then I blew into it and it splattered in the pizza box, and then that will go in the trash. So, all right. Here is our ink painting of the day. I'm doing 30 galaxy paintings. Very nice, very nice. And here is our toilet paper chromatography, and you guessed it, there's just black. I don't see any funny colors coming out, and I'm glad that I did do it on the watercolor paper, because who knows how stainy that ink is. Okay, let me get my paintbrush that I used. What did I do with it? Here it is. I used the shittiest brush possible because I didn't know if it was going to stain my brushes either. But this is after washing, so it didn't stain it too bad. If you guys know, I've had this brush since the beginning of time. I've had to glue it together and all of the paint is gone, so it's perfect for this situation. Oops, I need water. I'll be right back. Okay, so brush, dipping it in the water. Nothing funny going on here, right? Okay, so it does come up a little bit. That's too bad. So if you do, this is a very heavy swatch. If I did like a normal amount of swatch, it might be better. But that's pretty good. It didn't really go anywhere. Just a little bit came up. I would still be able to read that. Yeah. About as much as the Diatomentis document black ink. So, that's pretty good. I might make another swatch. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. We're going to make another swatch. Because I know that it can be better than this. Dry this paintbrush off so I'm not getting any contaminants. And this is just plain water. So, oh dear, I haven't done the thing. Move that right there. Get my tools out. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Bring over the watercolor paper because I don't want to get it on my desk. That's just like the blackest black that there ever was. Okay, there. That's probably a more reasonable amount of ink put down. This I went kind of crazy. The other one I went kind of crazy. Yeah, the brush definitely has seen better days. It's been quite used and abused and loved. Okay, so don't let me forget to do the the water resistance test at the end. Put that there so it doesn't touch anything. No touching. Okay, let's do some paper review while we're waiting, shall we? Put this one over here too so it doesn't. Alright, here we have platinum carbon black. Bring up the lights just a little bit so we can see. Alright. There is a little bit of sheen. There's no shimmer. There's no shading with this ink. It's just black on all the papers. So, grain of salt. Alright, no feathering, no bleeding, and no ghosting. This is lightweight traveler's notebook paper. You can see that sheen on there. But there's no feathering, no bleeding, and only a minimal amount of ghosting. This is super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. A little bit of sheen there. No feathering, normal amount of ghosting. Moleskine 70 GSM, and surprising it didn't feather as bad as it did, but it did bleed through the page, as per usual for that paper. This is Field Notes Journal. It is spreading into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM. A little bit of sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, and no ghosting. This is Ayush 100 GSM paper. Those are not feathers, it's just my nib touching the paper. So, there's no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is 52 GSM Tumaway River. Nice sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, and a little bit of ghosting. This is the journal from the Dollar Tree. A little bit of sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Moramon Namasane 80 GSM Docrid. A little bit of sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Kirisame. That's, if I hold it up just right, you can see it through the paper. This is Oxford Optic paper. Looks like one little tiny feather right there. And it did bleed a little bit through the page. Heavy ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. No feathering. Little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Lamy Booklet 90 GSM. Little bit of feathering, but no bleed through, and only a little bit of ghosting. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. Ooh, it is spreading into the page, and it did bleed through the page. Up and Up Wide Rule Composition Book from Target.com. It did fairly well on this paper. Barely any feathering, no bleeding, and only a minimal amount of ghosting. True Red Composition Book from Staples.com. It is spreading into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is the Naname Seven Seas 68 GSM Tomoe River. Look at that sheen. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM Dot Grid. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. U-Style notebook paper. Ooh, it is spreading into the page, and it did bleed through the page. Alright, now onto the good stuff. CVS Caliber notebook paper, a little bit of sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, and a minimal amount of ghosting. Oxford notebook paper, a little bit of sheen, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Mead wide rolled notebook paper. It is spreading into the page and feathering, and it bled right through the page. Normal for Mead. This is 5-star notebook paper. It is feathering into the page, and it did bleed through the page. Let me see. Is there any sheen on that? I don't really see any sheen on that one. HB Premium 32-pound copy paper. There's a little bit of sheen. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is the JNB Copper Plate Graph Pad from JohnNeilBooks.com. Ooh, it is spreading into the page and feathering, and it did bleed through the page. This is Original Crown Mail 100 GSM paper. A little bit of feathering, not too much, but no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Wow. Okay, let's do a comparison panel. I don't have too many black inks, so this is going to be a pretty fast one. I think anyway. So if you have nice paper, this is going to be great. Or if you like the watercolor, this is going to be great. Okay, let's do a comparison panel. This is Platinum Carbon Black next to Bakersfield Food Color Black. Can you see me? Okay, it's not too far up. Bakersfield Food Color Black, Mayora Nero Vesuvio, Kiwi Ink's Nebula Space Kitty, Troublemaker Polar Lights, Wearingal Shooting at the Moon. Raise up the lights just so you can see the differences. I'm going to start over. Pilot Aroshizuku Takesumi, Wearingal Shooting at the Moon, Troublemaker Polar Lights. This one has green shimmer in it. Nebula Space Kitty, Mayora Nero Vesuvio, Bakersfield Food Color Black, Robert Oster Schwartz Rose. This one has rose gold silver. This one is Diamond Matthew, Ferris Wheel Press. I'm sorry, Freedom of the Starry Skies Black. This one is also a shimmer ink, but you can't really see the shimmer too good. I'm going to have to do a week of Freedom of the Starry Sky. And this is an ink that I made. I call it MMD Starry Night. It's basically Parker Quink Black with silver luster dust. This is Enderilium Common Loon Black, Private Reserve Velvet Black, one of my other favorite black inks, Pelican Edelstein Onyx, Twisby Black, Krishna Black, Monteverde Onyx, Pilot Black, Lamy black, Diatramentus archive black, Diatramentus document black, Noodler's borealis black, Noodler's polar black, Ackerman deep Duinwaterblau, Diamine solar storm, more of a purpley ink, Private Reserve ebony purple, Diamine deck the halls, Diamine winter miracle, Noodler's Brexit, Papier Plume bootlegger scarlet letter, Birmingham cast iron, Tasha Yukio Aomerisaki, Diamine Seize the Night, Pen BBS 270. I don't know why that one's there. That one goes in the gray department. Robert Oster Black Violet, Pen BBS 346. That's not really a black either. That's more of a gray. Jinhao Black, Parker Quink Black, and Noodler's X Feather. So you can see that some of these, when you hold them up, they have a little bit of color. This one, for example, you can kind of see that it's purple, but when you look at it from far away, it just looks black. Shall we do some gray inks? Let's see. Pen BBS 346, Pen BBS 270, Pilot Urosuku Kirasame. I just had an accident with this one. I accidentally put platinum carbon black in the ink vial. I swear to God. Troublemaker Moon River, Diamine Ghost, Birmingham Sterling Silver, Pilot Urosuzuku Fuyu Shogun, Carter Vintage Black, Jabba Vert Degree, La Aptesam Pastillier Califolio Olivant, Robert Oster Velvet Storm, Colorverse Under the Shade, Diamine Twilight, Diamine Tempest, Andorolium Shoe Bill Stork Gray, Diamine Moondust, Stipula Dark Gray, Three Oysters Delicious Cool Gray, Venta Ink Armada, Robert Oster Australian Opal Gray, Number 2 Pencil Lead, Diamine Ash, Noodler's Lexington Gray, Organic Studio Jazz Hands Gray, Tasha Yukio Enizu, Diamine Earl Grey, and Colorverse Alpha and. This one more looks blue. Well. Oh, the water test. Let's do the water test before I forget. I think I had enough time to dry. Yep, that's dry. Okay. I'm gonna wash my brush off so I can have a nice clean swatch. That's about as clean as it's gonna get. Okay. Dunking in the water. That is exactly what I thought would happen. So this is totally safe to put on the outside of an envelope. And I even did a little water test with the envelope, but I don't know what I did with it at this moment. So we're gonna do a little switchy swatch with the writing. It does feather a little bit. Make sure it's dry. Dry. Okay. Just making sure that it's dry, because I don't want to. Nobody's gonna put a wet envelope in the post box, but you never know. Brilliant scientists out there. All right. Okay, so we're gonna take our water brush, dip it in some water, heavy water swatch, and look at that. It might just gray out just a little bit, but my paper is pilling. If it's raining that hard, there's something wrong. But that is a pretty successful test, I think so. Wow. Wow. What did I do with it? Here we go. Are you guys thinking thoughts about getting some platinum carbon black? Do you have this ink? What do you use your ink for? Do you like this color? Let me know in the comment section below. That's all I've got for today. I will be back very soon with another video. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Have a great day. Oh, I love you. Bye. Have a great day. Oh.